We were live. What's going on, man? How we doing today?
Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome to
Oh man.
Whiskey for the second time this evening. The first time we didn't record it; we weren't live, so it
So
was
we
just
were live, yeah.
talking to each other.
I love it. We love it.
So I don't even remember where we were at, right? So
Nah, but you know what? Every episode that we do together is something that there's no script. We talk about whatever comes. And one thing, we were live in on TikTok. For some reason, we didn't go live in YouTube, but we're here today. Now, hey, today we no another episode, business funding and whiskey, and we're talking about self development. So we're talking about just now, and we just came in on live on YouTube. But our everybody in TikTok was listening to. We were talking about the PPF, so the professional, personal, and financial goals. So we're talking about self development. How do we develop ourselves? And then Brock is a great teacher, and that's one of the niches that he has in our company. He's able to actually not only teach to all of our employees how to align their goals with our goals in the company, and how our company can help every employee in order to for them to not only become successful in the personal life, professional, but at the same time financially. Because as a business owner, we're talking about personal development. But if you don't help, or if you don't make the development and success of your employees, guess what? You will not have employees in the future. That's part of, and that's an intricate part of being a leader, being able to make all this success easy. So Brock, let's go, man. So let's talk about the PPF. What is PPF?
yeah, so PPF's personal professional financial goals. It's extremely important for you as a business owner, or you as a manager, C-suite executive within your company, to understand where your employees are. Meaning, you want to know what their personal, professional, and financial goals are. So, one practice that we partake in is whenever we onboard a new employee, we always want to make sure that they're writing down. We actually have a little form where they can write down their first year, third year, and fifth year goals when it comes to their personal life, their professional life, and of course their financial life. Now, why do we do this? Well, we want to understand what our employees' goals are, because if we can understand what drives them, what motivates them, we can align our company goals with their personal goals. And once that happens, once everybody's aligned and we're all shooting for the same target, you become a rocket ship in your business. Okay. So you need to find out what motivates your employees, right? What their why is. Why do they show up? Why do they, if they show up on time, why do they show up on time? Why do they care enough to show up on time, right? There's millions of opportunities out there. Why are they coming to work every day to work for you? That's a question that you should be asking. You should know your clients. One thing that I always recommend when we're talking about ownership or management is that we always want to be familiar. We never want to be friendly. Okay. What I mean by that is we're getting a little bit more into a tangent here on direct management, but I find this equally important, and not a lot of people know this. I find a lot of businesses that they're great people, and what they do is they bring on individuals and they become their best friends, right? That's not a practice that you want to do on a regular basis. The reason is that now you've lost all boundaries, you've lost all authority, and you can still be familiar. You can still know your employees, right? What drives them, what motivates them, why they do the things that they do, or why they don't do the things that they don't do. And that's going to help you drive your business even farther if you can know what that gap is, right? So what I always say is always familiar, never friendly, right? And to give you an example, great to know your employees' birthdays, what's going on in their lives. That's familiar. Friendly would be like going out to an Applebee's after work and going and getting drunk, right? That's you break all boundaries with that. Respect is gone, and no longer can you effectively manage your employees and possibly even your business.
And you know what? And let's take that word manage. And again, we use it a lot in the civilian, but let's just now take the same concept in what we did in the military. So you have enlisted and you got officers. Be familiar but not friendly, right? Officers do not share the same quarters, do not share the same outings with enlisted personnel. Why? Because officers are those that are in charge and set policies. And sometimes you need to make decisions that are life or death. In this case, too, and I want to see like not as managed, but as if you're a business owner, you're some in charge of a company. Think about us leadership. Let's talk about leadership. Because as a leader, we're talking about earlier that you make others' success easy. But in order to make others' success easy, you need to know about them. You need to know what incentivizes them. You need to know what makes them go, their why. What are their goals? And this is when we talk about the PPF, the personal, professional, and financial goals. All those little things, anything that you can do within the company in order to help your employees will make you a successful business owner and will make your revenue, your top revenue go up, right? Because that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we help each other. Now, when you develop yourself as a business owner, and again, let's not talk about some business owner, let's take that word out, let's take management out as a leader, because you're a leader of an organization, right? Not only you develop the growth mindset, you want to learn, you want to know every single day. Because if a tree stop growing, it dies, right?
That it does.
And if we stop learning, might as well you might as well be dead. So not only growing every single day, you will learn about yourself, but you'll learn about the business, you'll learn about everything that comes and go within the company, but it will develop that mindset of entrepreneur. I always got a problem with that word, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. So that's one of the things you got to keep in mind. So I'm gonna give you an example. At the beginning of this live, we actually went live somewhere, but we didn't go live in this one. But developing yourself, keep your calm under stress. You didn't see me all freaked out. I just talked about, picked it up, went from there. But you know what? There's always room for improvement. But that's what I'm saying. When you develop yourself, when you know and you're secure about what you know, you stay calm under stress. Same thing that now we're taking into the military. The best leaders are the ones that stay calm where bullets and everything is going from them and to them. So they stay calm under the stress, and that saves not only your bottom, your revenue, but also lives. Right? What do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have one thing to add to it. You said mindset, right? The entrepreneur mindset. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as even like, you want to be the best of the best wherever you are. You don't need to be an entrepreneur. You could be an intrapreneur. But there's one thing when it comes to mindset that you have to understand that we don't, I guess, let me put it this way, is that whenever we hire, when we look for the best employees, we always look for challengers versus champions. It's the champion versus challenger mindset. Okay. A great analogy, a great way to say this is red belts and black belts in karate. Okay. So obviously, black belt is the top of the class. Okay. They are the creme de la creme. They're the best at what they do. Okay. Then you've got red belts, and red belts are typically one belt under the black belts. Okay. Red belts are striving. Red belts are pushing, right? Because they are not a finished product yet. That's the way that they think. Hey, I'm not finished. Let me continue training. Let me continue grinding. Let me continue my day-to-day so that way I can get to where these black belts are, right? So the black belts are champions. The red belt's a challenger. When you place a black belt and a red belt in a ring together and have them fight, more times than not, oddly enough, the red belt will actually win. Why? Because the black belt is, I'm the best in the world. I don't need any advice. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me. I've done it before. I can do it again. I don't need to train. I don't need to get better. Whereas the red belt thinks exactly the opposite. I'm not the best. I need to train. I need to do this. I need to be better. I need to be a black belt, right? So
Yeah.
champion versus challenger mindset. If you're a business owner and you're watching this, take a look around your office, or if you work remotely, take a mental cue of your employees and say, who's a champion and who's a challenger, right?
Yeah.
Who's somebody who's gotten to the apex of what they do. They think they're the best. Nobody can provide them any coaching. There's nothing that anybody can tell them because they still think that they're the best. And then you've got employees that may not be the best, but they try, and they try hard and hard and hard every single day. I'd much rather take that red belt over that black belt every day.
No, and funny enough, now that you use that analogy, I heard Tony Robbins using the same analogy: be a red belt, and that's why he talks about that, because you're hungry. And one of the things you said, the person that makes it and that continues to be better in their life is because they're hungry. And if you see, I picked that up, and I have in my daily goals is I am effing hungry. That's what I put down. I am effing hungry. So, another thing is when you develop yourself is you develop the positivity reflex, meaning that when you're in business, and I'll tell you what, there's more negativeness in this world than positiveness.
Oh, of course.
And if you allow the negativeness to get to you, you will make it. And that's the thing. Like, there's a video that we recorded today that is going to come out tomorrow, which it talks about, and I talk about that in life. It is easier. I mean, you cannot take someone that doesn't want to go up. Meaning, you cannot teach someone that doesn't want to be taught anything that they don't want to learn.
Right.
It is easy. In the reverse, it is easy for a negative person to take a positive person and bring it down in a heartbeat. Yeah. So, because of that, you need to watch who you surround yourself with. The sum of the people around you will be your net worth and the success that you have in life. So keep that in mind. Not only that, at the same time as you do these things, your phone could be something so positive, but at the same time, something so negative. Like I don't watch news. I watch some TV when I'm with my loved ones, but that's it. But any other time, I don't watch TV. And when you use the phone, when I use the phone and I get into social media, is to post or to get ideas. But become the best person with that phone, because people get sucked in on the phone for hours. And don't get me wrong, that happens to all of us. Every once in a while, I'm trying to do something, and there's 15 minutes that went by, and I don't know where they go. I don't know where they went, but I was just there. I don't know what I was watching, but I was just stuck in. So develop a healthier relationship with your phone, because as a business owner, you could use that tool to develop your business, to develop your company, to bring new customers, to do so many things. I mean, I had the iPhone 11 for a while. Did I tell you that I got the 14 Pro Max, and it's amazing, bro?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's amazing. And again, why I did it was because, I needed to upgrade my camera. But why would I upgrade my camera and get a $500, $600 camera when I could put about $500, $600 in a new phone that is actually better for me to actually use it, but at the same time, the camera is just like any other one out there that I wanted to get. So use the little things. And at the end of the day, it's a business expense. That's another thing. You guys need to start thinking differently. What can I get that it can serve me, but also I can collect at the end of the year my taxes because it was a business expense?
Hey, let's try to make it capital. We're a tax write-off.
There we go.
You need help with your business credit and you need some funding. Guess what? You can write this expense off. So, you said
it's
something.
a tax write-off too, eh?
That it is. I'm invoicing you for that. So, you said something there about being negativity. You are the sum of you surround yourself with. So think about that, right? So if you show me your 5 friends, I can show you, what your business looks like, what your personal life looks like, what your finances look like. And then another really big thing about that, you being surrounded by people, one negative person can affect 5 positive people. Okay?
Cancer. A cancer cell. What do you think they remove a cancer cell?
Right.
Could damage all of the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I've hired, trained, and helped hundreds of sales reps over the length of my career. Yeah. And tell you what, there's nothing more dangerous than a poisonous sales rep, than a negative sales rep. You can
Sure.
watch one negative sales rep walk into a room of fully positive people ready to start their day, and you can watch the energy just get sucked out of that room. Right? That is extremely dangerous. So, again, if you've got employees, understand that it just takes one. I mean, if you are a an owner of a business with 5 employees, guess what? Your entire staff could get negative just off of one of them, right?
Yeah.
Pretty dangerous stuff. Once negativity begins, then there's a whole lot else that follows behind.
Oh yeah. So negativeness. So as a business owners, you're gonna encounter that a lot of, especially this type of reps, type of employees. I mean, and I believe in giving people more than one chances. I always give one, two, I never give a third chance. So yes, and sometimes people, you got to think the way that we grew up in this world. Some people come from different cultures. The education system that we have in the United States too doesn't really help us out to become an entrepreneur, to learn about how to overcome a lot of the things that we do. But something that you got to keep in mind today is that we get knocked down more than what we stay up. And because of that, you have to not only develop yourself, but develop resiliency. And resiliency is what is going to allow you to get back up and keep going. Just know that this is going to happen. It is part of the process for you to be successful. You are going to fail more than what you win. And if you give up at the first loss, or the first fail, or the second or the third, then you quit. That means you really fail. Keep in mind that you never fail. You are not a failure if you don't quit.
Right.
I mean, let that resonate. If you quit today, you fail at it. But if you fail today, but you keep going and going and going, I guarantee you that you are going to be successful. And in that sense, did you fail? Did you really fail, or was just part of the process for you to be successful? What do you think, Brock?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as far as failure goes, God, there's this great parable about Mule in the Well, and if there's anybody watching this who's ever been on the sales floor before, you know exactly this story.
Yeah.
Right? So the story goes: there's a farmer with a mule. Mule falls into a well. Okay, pretty self-explanatory here. Farmer
Okay.
can't get it out, so what he decides to do, the mule's too far down there. He can't get the mule out, and he wants to kind of put it out of its misery. So he's like, I don't have any other choice. I have to bury this mule alive. So he starts, digging up and putting dirt into this well. And every time he does it, the mule shakes off the dirt and steps on it, right? Bringing him higher and higher and higher until finally the mule is able to actually just walk out of the well, right? So there's a lot to say about failure there.
Yeah.
Sometimes all we need to do is just shake it off, step down, and continue going.
Continue going. You're right, man. And you know what? That also takes me to the next point. You need to stay mindful in the moment, because every situation, even a failure, quote unquote, or failure, part of the process, it teaches you a lesson. Like the mule, he thought, he learned that if I put more dirt down, I'm gonna keep going up and up and up and up.
Right.
Same thing. Let's be like the mule. Every single step that we take, like even in our business, how many things have we found that don't work, Brock?
Oh my gosh. More importantly, how
Yeah.
many people have we employed that didn't work out, right? Because
Oh man, you know what? It's more than what we have now. Way
and then you come to find out that it's just of course, as a business owner, guys, you're gonna run across these things where
Yeah.
people, you always think that you're getting the best out of people, and it doesn't always work that way. You find that people will say whatever they need to say, and
Correct.
you're kind of stuck picking up the trash at the end. So
Yeah. So Dr. John Maxwell talks about, he says that knowledge is knowledge. I mean, you can learn anything, but knowledge is just knowledge if you don't assess it. So in this case, things like this, you need to assess them, find out, figure out what didn't work, what you did. At the end of the day, as a leader, you need to take responsibility. You can delegate authority. but you can never delegate the responsibility that you have for
Yeah,
your
I
business.
like that.
You take responsibility for everything that goes right or wrong. At the end of the day, look, I will give, I'll praise my guys for everything that they do right, and for whatever they do wrong, I take the responsibility. So you need to see what didn't work and then implement it, because just like Einstein said, and I think it was Einstein. Everybody keeps saying that Einstein didn't say this, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, right?
Yeah,
I still
that's it.
believe it was Einstein. I still got to look it up though. But same thing, that will go the same way in your business. Let's just say the example that we're talking about, like certain employees that didn't work out. You know what? We start tweaking our process until we perfect it. And if we didn't take that the same approach, we will be in a deeper hole than when we were at the moment. But then again, in everything you do, just the same way that you actually do marketing, the same way that you do sales, the same way that you do hiring, find out you're never gonna get it perfect. If you get it perfect, it's for sheer luck.
There's no
You
such
will
thing.
never, yeah, no such thing. But if you do every, I mean, I guarantee you, there's always gonna be one saying here, yes, I got it perfect. Well, good for you. But the only 99.9% never did, and we were one of those. Just learn from it as you go. Remember, you only fail if you quit. So don't quit at it. You just keep tweaking things around, keep tweaking things around. I guarantee that you're gonna get it perfect. Now, I know the thing, and this is something like I've seen so successful people have money, but at the end of the day, most of them never enjoy and never get to enjoy the money or the success. It's because they don't take care of themselves.
Mm.
Part of self-development is taking care of your health.
Right. Not just physical, but mental as well.
Mental too. Yeah, you're right. So, but at the same time, it's like, working out in the morning for me gets me to the point that it is hard to get up in the morning. It's hard to get up at 5 o'clock, and I try to so many things to wake myself up. And sometimes I'm there for like 30 minutes trying to push myself out of the bed, but I get out of the bed. I get out of there. I put that alarm at 5 o'clock in the morning just to make sure that I get up and get things going. And even though that you hate the gym or the workout, or the running, whatever you want to do, yoga, whatever holistic process you want to do, it will allow you to set the mindset for the day, the winning mindset that you need, mentally and physically. Because when you work out, you release endorphins and allows your brain to think better and concentrate throughout the day. So this is something you have to keep in mind before anything, and even the Bible. And we're not gonna get religious here, but this is something I was born I was raised in the church, but I know that the Bible says that your body is a temple, right?
Okay.
And you take care of the temple, just like your house. You love your house, and you take care. Some of you live in crazy houses, so we're not gonna go there. I love to take care of my home. So same way, your body is your temple. Why not take care of it? If you want to be successful, I guarantee you, if you take care of yourself mentally, physically, you are going to be successful faster than what you would do otherwise. What do you think, Brock?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And it doesn't need to just be those types of practices, right? There's a lot of things out there. Like meditation's a great one.
Cool.
Where you positive affirmations, where you can just take a few minutes and be mindful of your day, of what's to come, and you'll find yourself, if you can make it a practice during your day to take a few minutes and meditate, you'll find yourself having a much more productive day, and it relieves quite a lot of stress as well.
That's true. Now, goals. What do you think about goals? Like, what is the process of setting up goals? We're talking about now PPF, personal, professional, and financial. Like,
Well,
what is your process when you set up your goals? Let's just say financially.
so when I'm looking at my financial goals, it's first off, it always starts at home. Before I'd ever think about writing it down on a sheet of paper and bringing it to my employer and saying, hey, these are my goals, it starts at home. It starts with conversations that you have with your partner, with your spouse, with your loved ones,
True.
with your family, and hell, even your kids.
Mhm.
One thing Grant Cardone says that I love is that money's jealous, right? If you don't talk about it, it's going to go to somebody who does. So
That is true.
we live in the United States of America. and we are a capitalist country. That's kind of what it is, right? So because of that, we need to be able to have these conversations with our family and our loved ones and not have it be taboo. Okay, so hey, awesome. This is a conversation that my wife and I have on a regular basis, and we have it. We've been having it for years. About every other week, we'll sit down and we'll talk about our finances, what's in our bank accounts, what we need as far as our goals go for our financial future. Right? We have passive income goals. We have real estate goals. We have all sorts of different things. And so when you have these goals in place, you can set out a clear, defined future, right?
Sure.
A path in order for you to go from point A to point B and say, hey, cool, I'm making progress, right? You need to know that you're making progress. But if I'm going to an employer and I'm saying, hey, listen, these are my goals, like I said, it starts at home. You need to have these conversations with your family members. I mean, even if it's a roommate, it's still good to have these conversations. So that way your mind gets put on a path where, again, you can see progress. What would I put? Is that your question, Carlos? What would I put on?
I love it. I love it.
Oh man. Well, goals have to be specific. They have to be attainable. They have to be measurable. I want to make sure.
Specific, attainable, measurable, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it. SMART's an acronym, but I can't remember it for the life of me. I think it's
no, but it's good.
Measurable, attainable, realistic.
Realistic.
Oh God.
Tangible. Is it tangible?
I like it. It starts with a T, right? But I want to make sure that there's specific goals, not just a broad goal. The more specific, the more granular you can get to your goals, the greater understanding that you're going to have, and the easier it is for you to set a path, set a guide for you to achieve them. And obviously, when I'm talking about specificity, we also want to talk about attainability. I don't want to set lofty goals like next year I want to buy a Lamborghini, where it could be a possibility for me right now. That might be the same as saying, hey, next year I want to buy a rocket ship, right? It's a great goal to have. More than likely, I'm not going to do it, even if I could afford it. I mean, I could probably afford a Lamborghini if I really wanted to. But I think that's a smart financial decision. Correct. Right now, again, that all goes back to conversations with your loved ones, with your household, with your family, and figure out, what's the best route to take. And again, this is where self-development really takes hold, because you are who you surround yourself with. You need a mentor. You need somebody who's where you want to go. So you can say, hey, listen, Carlos, is it a good idea if I do this? Is that a smart choice?
Sometimes you always want to have those, because they snap you out of reality. You know what? No, it's not. And that's a good point right there, man. You know what? You said something great about goals. So a goal without a plan is just a dream.
Right.
So same thing. I mean, if you can have a goal, but if you don't know what to do, you don't break it down. It's something that I always like to do, is do the backwards planning. Meaning that this is what I'm going to end up, what I have to do in order to make it there. And the funny thing is, like, they always say Rome wasn't built in a day, right? It was brick by brick, right? Same thing with your goals, man. But, never give up. And that's what we tell you, never quit. If you quit, and only if you quit, that's when you fail. But as a business owner or as a leader, you need to develop yourself to get there. But you also need to figure this out so you can not only teach it to others and teach it to the people that you lead. But at the same time, in order to do that, you need to develop yourself socially. And that's something that people don't think about. A lot of people say that I'm introvert. Not that I know that I'm not an introvert, but I've said people say that they are introvert. But it's okay to be an introvert, but you need to develop that muscle of being extrovert, meaning that you need to be able to have social connections. And I mean, and we're talking about, go back to Grant Cardone, selling. A lot of people do business with others, especially they buy from others because of the relationship, not because your product make the best sense to them.
Right.
It's just about who they are.
That's it.
Yeah. So I mean, and being in real estate, I've seen this happen, where someone will sell a property to someone just because I know you and like you, and not because that was the highest bid that it was on that property.
Yeah.
So that goes a long way. And sometimes I know a lot of people take this comment the wrong ways. It's not what you know, it's who you know. But in reality, yes, it is true. Create those relationships, network. This is what we talk about: network, network, network. You never know who you're gonna meet. The best people that I actually have met, that are actually some of my mentors today, friends today, are because I went to an event or a place where I wasn't even supposed to be at. And I met them. And today they are one of my best friends. They are one of the people that I work with. They are one of the people that I love to talk to, better than my own family. So that goes a long way right there. So, I mean, what do you think about that, Brock?
Yeah. It's absolutely who you know. So, and that's why it's so important to get out there and network with individuals. There's one of my favorite things that we do Grant Cardone training every single day.
Awesome.
In fact, I've been doing it for years on
Yeah.
his Grant Cardone University. I love it. I think it's great. It's really empowering for sales reps. One of the things that stuck with me was, he says, "Hey, go out there and go have an expensive lunch." Okay.
Yeah.
What ends up happening when you do this, like your first thought is, well, hey, I'm working, I'm trying to save some money for my financial future. Maybe I should just make my own lunch. And he says, no, don't do that. Go out there, go eat with your clients. Go eat with, what I mean by that, with your clients, not actually call up a client and say, hey, let's go grab lunch, or
Yeah.
hey, let's go discuss our what we can do for your business over lunch. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about get into an atmosphere where you're surrounded by people that are like your clients. Okay. See how they move, see how they talk, see how they interact, and network with these individuals. And you may find that, a $40 lunch turns into a $10,000 deal. Right. So he preaches this all the time. And I love that. I love that thought of, okay, cool. Well, let's get away from what we think is normal. Let's
Yeah.
get away from eating lunch while I'm sitting down in front of my computer. And let me
Yeah.
go out and actually have lunch and go try to meet some people, find out what they do. I can tell them what I do, and maybe it'll be a good fit. If nothing else, I've added another contact into the most important tool a business owner can have, which is
Sure.
their self.
And again, don't take this as, okay, now I got to go find customers to go have lunch with.
No.
He talks about, and the concept is for you to be able to get out, go network, go to events, go to people like you, people that you don't know. Go talk, be an extrovert, even though they're at home, you're an introvert. When you are out there, game on. Put your hat on. I'm gonna socialize today. I'm gonna talk to people about my business. They're gonna know who I am, what I do, and what I bring to the table. That's it. Go have dinner, go have lunch, go have breakfast, go have brunch, whatever you want. Just get out there and make sure that it's expensive. Eat good. It's a tax deduction, and you get some new clients.
Bam!
All right, man. So you know what? Something I want to go ahead and tell everybody is, I mean, as you work on self-development, 11 personal developmental skills that you could start working with today that are going to make you a better person, a better woman or man, husband or wife, but a better leader in the business are, your interpersonal skills or communication skills, problem solving. Something that I heard today is that, and again, I heard it before, but it was just someone put a piece of content in, I think it was in TikTok, that fortunes have been made when somebody finds a solution for a problem. See, every problem that has happened, like the sticky note. I mean, it seems so simple.
Highlighter. God. you know.
Yeah, here we go. So you see, little things like that have made billions of revenue, and it's just because it found a solution to something simple, to a problem that was there. Now, problem solving, like we said, the cognitive agility and adaptability, meaning you need to learn, teach yourself, learn every single day, and always. And again, me, I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I
Never.
always want to
You're
ask
in the
questions.
wrong room if you're the smartest person in
I
the room.
know, right? On the road, ready to find another one. Uh, the fourth one, the self-compassion, self-care, and self-reflection. At the end of the day, you need to think about the things you've done, what you did. In the military, we used to call it the AAR, the after action review. Three things that were right, three things that were wrong, and how we should actually combine them and make them better the next time. So every event must happen just as like if it was a good hit or better. That's what you want to do. Your self-reflection, self-care,
Mhm.
conflict, and conflict resolution. You need to become a great at how to engage with conflict and how to resolve conflict every single day. And Grant Cardone says the best communications happen when people disagree with you, because that's when you're actually not communicating. That's when you not only going back to problem solving. If that was an issue there, and you are able to solve that and work on that and be able to make it better, not only now you gain a better customer that is going to talk about greatly about you and talk to the, because people love to talk negative about you if one thing goes wrong, but if it goes bad, if it goes great, they don't
Right.
usually talk about you.
So
But
for every great thing you do, one person's going to tell 10
yeah,
people. For every bad thing you do, that one person is going to tell 100 people. So you're kind of
correct,
screwed from the get-go, right? So you need to make sure that you're going above and beyond to do those great things. Sorry,
correct.
didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
No, but that's good. That's a great segue to that. Now, another thing that you need to also be great at as a leader is the navigating and change of uncertainty. And what I mean by that, Dr. John Maxwell talks about the law of the navigation. You are the captain of your ship. You are the one to steer it to dry land or to the deep ocean. You are the one that sets the rhythm, the direction of that boat, and in your life and in the business. So you need to become great at navigating, seeing what's gonna happen, in developing yourself to overcome what may happen. So a lot of people talk about that, and they call it the sixth sense, right?
Okay.
You're able to discern things, and really, it's not discerning things; it's experience of
Mm,
things that have happened already. It's like almost like a deja vu that is about to happen again. But it's
okay.
just something that you live in the past, and now it gives you a better eyesight on what may happen and how to overcome it. Now, and again, it goes along with the called the future mindedness. And the future mindedness is same thing. Okay, this is the way that my business is going today, how and what I see in the future. And by what's happening today is like, recession is about to happen. And if it happens, what are we going to do? Are we going to be able to create this? Let me create a plan. Remember, a goal for the business is just a dream if that doesn't have a plan. So if you have a goal for the business to be able to be at a certain point, certain revenue, certain employees, certain goal for the business and for everybody else, you need to be able to sit down and develop a plan. But never be close-minded. Always ask for help.
Right.
Because that's another thing that we all have. We have, just like in a vehicle, when you drive a vehicle, we all have blind spots. And if you don't have someone that tells you this is your blind spot, because you may be seeing something as you're doing it, and to you means something else, but to everybody else means something completely different. And if you
Hmm.
don't have those people that can be completely honest with you and tell you, this is the way we're seeing this, you may be taking your vehicle straight to the pole.
Right. Yeah.
So, so I mean, okay, so organization skills. You need to be organized in business. That's for sure. That's bottom line. You need to be able to do that. But when we talked about number 9 on this is a growth mindset. PPF. You need to grow every single day. You need to help your team to develop themselves, because if you are the only one growing, nobody else in your team is growing, you're not going anywhere. You just got, at
Right.
the end of the day,
And
go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, Carlos, you're right on point here. And along with that, you don't need to be comparing yourself to other people. The only comparison that you need to be making is the person you were the day before, right? So you can consistently grow and be better at what you do.
Yeah. All right, man. So good, good. So number 10 on this one, it is teamwork, and collaboration. What I said before, make sure that you bring team together. Make sure that they have an input. Be open to be mentored by them too, because you never know who comes into your company. You are not the jack of all trades. And the point that you hire people is because a lot of them are smarter than you are at certain things.
Mm.
So be able to listen, be open to listen, be
Coachable.
humble, coachable, and humble
Coachable.
about it. And trust me, by you doing that, you'll see that people have a better input in your company, and they will have a better and more buy-in into the plan, the goal. Remember, the goal, the plan. Without that is the dream. So, and you'll see that your business will go further than what you thought and what you would do by yourself. And last time, and last, out of the 11, is self-awareness. You need to be self-aware of who you are, what's going on with your business, what's going on with your self-growth, and be open, like Brock said, to be coachable. Be coached by others. Always look for a mentor. Doesn't matter where you are in your career. You could be the top of the top, making $100 million. There's always going to be someone that is making 200, 300, 400.
Right.
Doesn't matter where you're at. You always need to find somebody, because if you by yourself and whatever you learned thus far got you there, whatever got you there is not going to get you to the next level. You
Correct.
always need to find a new mentor that takes you to the next level. So be self-aware where you're at, be open to be coachable, understand that what got you there won't take you to the next level, and find that mentor that is going to help you do that.
Well said. Well
Yeah.
said.
All right, Brock, what else we got, brother?
Oh man, I mean, as far as business development goes,
Yeah.
don't forget, right? So if you are running your own business and you're doing under 500,000, that's awesome. In order to
Yeah.
get to the next milestone, to over 500,000, let's say to 1.5 million in revenue, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to replicate yourself. You're going to need people. People are what's going to drive your business to that
That's
next
true.
tier mark. Then once you hit that mark, what you're going to need is you're going to need systems. You're going to need documented systems. So what that helps you with is replicate not only yourself, but the employees below you can easily replicate themselves over and over and over again to make that $500,000 or that $250,000 company into a $5 million company or more, right? So just a little bit there that I think you kind of briefly touched on that I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about. But
No. That's a great point, because a lot of people talk about that, and a lot of people don't know that what takes to put that plan together in order to get a company and put everything together in order to get to whatever
mm,
revenue you want
yeah.
to get to. But and let me segue into this one.
Ooh.
But Strata Vega Capital can do that, right?
Hey, you
Here
sure
we
can.
go. So guys, obviously you know what we are, you know what we do. We help businesses to develop business credit, scale it, and we get your lending in less than 90 days guaranteed. So that's something that we do, but at the same time, we help businesses to develop and set up operational sales. And like Brock was talking about, there's a system that we have put together and that you work directly with us that will get you to where you want to go in record time. Because as we said before, always look for a mentor that is going to take you to the next level, um, but is a person that already been there. Always look for someone that is going to take you to where you want to go, but is a person that already accomplished it. So we could definitely help you out as a business. I know that being a business owner, and Brock, I know you could talk about this too. Even knowing about credit, um, personal credit is completely different than business credit. There's so many in and outs. There's so many rules that apply statewide, federal wise. Like today, I was in a training this morning about SBA lending for veterans, and just in that, there's so many laws that I wasn't even aware that exist that govern every single state for you to be able to not only apply for a GSA SBA type of loan. And not only that, as a small business owner, and veteran owned, you need to be certified by the state and by the federal agency. It was like so many red
Oh,
tapes. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't know is so much that goes into it. And that's just a small example on what we learn and what we have put together. And this is why we have the 360 Business Vantage, because this 360 Business Vantage broke it down for you, broke down the whole algorithm that a bank has, in which they have all of these items that you need to meet in order for you to get lending. And the average person don't know that. Let's just say about 96.7% of the people and businesses don't even know what takes for you to qualify for a business credit card. All you hear in Google, all you hear is in Google and YouTube is get some Dun and Bradstreet, get a couple net 30s, and that's it. And that's what we hear every single day. Yeah, this is what I have, and what I end up saying is like that's a small part of you starting to build a foundation for your business credit. And you got to think about a lot of these net 30s. Yeah, the net 30s, but they don't report to all credit bureaus.
right. Less than 7% will actually report. And then on top of that,
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking about reporting to all the major business credit profiles or
Correct.
credit
Yeah.
bureaus. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you're right. Constant thing that we hear all the time is, oh, okay, yeah. No, I've already done the net 30s.
yeah.
And we do a little bit of research and find out the net 30s that they're getting are only reporting to one out of four credit bureaus.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
there there can definitely be some room for upside potential.
Yeah, correct. All right, guys. So if you want to learn more about what we do and want us to help you, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to give you what's called a success scan for your business.
Hmm.
Free of charge. All you need to do is go to 360businessadvantage.com. You're going to click on get my free business success scan. In there, you could run a scan of your business. Our software, we want to show you the power of a software. This software is connected with all 50 states, all providences, with all postal 411 databases and state for your entity, Secretary of the States, and which it runs all your entities. And it will let you know if your company currently is meeting the compliance items that the bank in your state needs in order to get you some lending. And like we said, we still haven't seen, I think probably like one out of all of our customers that ever had everything green.
Oh,
There's not one. We're talking about we got businesses with $12 million a year in revenue that don't know much about business credit. Yeah, alone you that you are starting right now and just watch 3 videos on YouTube. Let's just be realistic about what we have going on. You want to get somewhere, you want to help, make sure that you go to the person that knows it or the company that knows it, and that's what we're here to help you.
right.
Get that free business success scan today, and we could talk about it. We could sit down. We may be able to help you, we may not. We're gonna be completely honest with you. And something that Brock like to talk about, loves to talk about, is about ethical lending. We don't mess around. We're not gonna give you BS. If we cannot help you, we're gonna send you on your way. We're gonna let you know first. Do this first before you come back to us. Right, Brock?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about being transparent when you're doing business, making sure that you know exactly what's going on, right? So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that we tell you how it's going to be, right? So if, like Carlos said, hey, if we can help you, awesome. And we're going to tell you exactly how we can help you. If we can't help you, we're going to tell you, hey, I'm sorry, we can't do these things first, and then let's talk a little bit later and let's get back together, right? So we're not just looking to you know tell you what you want to hear. We want to tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah. So, and again, be mindful to a lot of these companies. And I know, and actually, we had a video that we posted. I think we posted today from last week too, in which we talk about specifically some of these companies that tell you to go out there, get all these credit cards, buy
Gift cards.
cards.
Buy gift cards. What?
Yeah. I mean, that's not lending, guys. You want to be able to have business lending, credit cards, credit lines, loans that you can use for your business without having to do all this loop around.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, those little things are gonna bite you in the rear.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. There's always any type of lending that you get, there's always going to be a grace period, meaning that they're going to give you about 0 to minimum percentage APRs. But eventually, a credit card is a credit card, a credit line is a credit line, a loan is a loan. The bank is there to make money,
Make money.
and they're going to hike up your interest rate. Look, at the end of the day, I don't care how much you charge me. As long as I know that I'm going to be able to make money out of this money that I'm borrowing, I will borrow it.
Right.
And that's the way that I want you to think. Get out of the small minds. There's going to be a lot of people that tell you, other leave on cash, credit is bad. You know what? If credit was bad, we talk about Grant Cardone, Google, Amazon, all these big, humongous companies that have cash and can pay for everything, all the operations in cash, they wouldn't be borrowing money. So
Right.
why are they borrowing money? What makes them different than you? Because the same laws that apply to them on taxes and everything else, obviously, they're at a bigger bracket, but it's the same law. They just get taxed at a bigger percentage. The same law applies to you. Everything legally. So what makes them different? Why not follow, mimic what they doing and model it and master it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do. Become a
Yes.
master about what others are doing. Make it better. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we want to show you. That's what 360 Business Vantage is here to stay. And we're going to annihilate the competition.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I know we were a little late, but it was worth it. The whiskey was awesome too.
The whiskey was great.
I'm gonna send you this bottle. This is
It was
amazing bottle.
delicious.
Guys,
All right.
till next week. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brock, for everything. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, go on the bottom of this video. You're gonna find a couple of links there, especially if you're trying to get your free business success can. If you want to actually call us, give us a call at our office. You're gonna see the number over here in the bottom, but it's 516-600-0127. Give us a call. Well, one of our guys will speak to you and we'll get you into it. We'll let you know if we can help you out. Let's just say we want to know where you're at and see if we could tailor anything that we have for your company, for your business. And if we could help you out, we're definitely going to help you out. Guys, until the next time, my name is Carlos Estrada, and this man is
Brock
Brock Bertone. See you soon. Take care.